Welcome to Deep Dive Discussion, where we explore the ideas, strategies, stories, and inspiration that really matter. This podcast is produced by Yeshistayo, the creator of this program. Now let's dive in. So this time we're digging into something really thought-provoking from Yushin Koko's book, The Unseen Privilege of Complaining.
Ah, yes. That one really makes you pause.
It does.
Yeah.
Specifically, we're looking at their idea that, well, even complaining about how incredibly difficult it is to rebuild trust in a marriage, that act itself is actually a privilege.
It sounds strange at first, doesn't it? Complaining as a privilege.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But it ties into this whole universal struggle with trust in relationships. It's something everyone grapples with, I think.
Absolutely. And trust is such a cornerstone, but wow, it can feel so fragile sometimes.
Right. So Yushin and Koko talk about that paradox,
Yeah.
how it's this bedrock, this foundation.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it can feel like glass, easily shattered. They really push back against this common idea that once you have trust, it's like locked in forever.
Exactly. And that assumption, that belief in permanence, well, it sets us up for disappointment, doesn't it?
It really does.
Yushin Koko used some great analogies like trust being a bridge needing constant upkeep, or maybe a garden. You have to tend it, right?
Yeah, you can't just plant it and walk away.
Precisely. If you neglect it, things start to fall apart. And it's the same with trust in a relationship. It needs that ongoing effort, that care.
We sort of treat it like a one-and-done achievement sometimes, I think. Which brings us to the really hard part, doesn't it? What happens when trust does go?
The rebuilding phase.
Yeah. And Yish and Koko are very clear. It's not just about letting time heal things. It's much more active than that.
Oh, absolutely. Time plays a role, sure, but
Yeah.
Asian Coco stress it's about consistency, about genuine intention, and honestly, a huge amount of patience.
From both people, right?
Yes, from both. But they make a special point about the resilience needed from the person who was hurt, the one choosing to stay and, well, try again. That takes incredible strength.
And it happens in the little things, doesn't it? That's what Yish and Koko seem to emphasize.
Totally. Every conversation, every time someone chooses honesty, even when it's hard, every moment of vulnerability,
They're either like bricks rebuilding the wall.
or they're widening the cracks. It's this constant small-scale process, not one big gesture, usually.
And there's so much uncertainty involved.
Yeah.
Yish and Koko really highlight that, don't they? There's no guarantee.
None at all. It's not like flicking a switch. Trust comes back, if it does, through countless small acts where someone proves reliable, proves they mean it.
Showing up, basically.
Showing up consistently, even when it feels like you're getting nowhere. And for the person trying to trust again, Yish and Koko describe that internal battle so well, wanting to believe, needing to hope, but still feeling that doubt.
That constant balancing act.
Which leads us right into the core of this idea from Yish and Koko's the privilege point.
Right, the slightly mind-bending part.
Yeah.
That complaining about how hard this rebuilding is a privilege. Because honestly, it doesn't feel like one when you're in it.
Yeah, it feels awful. But think about what Yish and Koko are really getting at.
Right.
If you're able to complain about rebuilding trust, it means there's still something there to rebuild. The relationship, in some form, still exists.
I see. They're still there.
Exactly. They contrast it so powerfully with situations where it's just over, done. The examples they give, the empty side of the bed, the unanswered texts.
Right. In those cases, the option to even try to fix it is gone.
Completely gone. So when you're feeling that frustration, that exhaustion with the process, Yish and Koko suggest reframing it.
So.
Your complaint, in a way, acknowledges that trust, even if it's broken and limping, is still alive. There's still some connection, some thread, however frayed.
Okay. That makes sense. It's proof of life, in a way.
Precisely. And Yish and Koko also mentioned something important. Sometimes relationships end so fast, so abruptly,
Yeah.
that those really hard, necessary conversations just never happen. The chance to understand, to maybe find a path forward, it just evaporates.
Wow. So the struggle itself is better than the alternative.
That's the argument. The alternative Yish and Koko describe is finality.
Finality. Sounds stark.
It is. As they put it, it's absolute. No more chances, no more apologies that might actually mean something this time, no opportunity to repair, to reconnect. They talk about the noise of a struggling relationship, the arguments, the difficult talks, the tears versus the silence of one that's ended. And that silence, they say, is much heavier.
Because it means nothing's left.
Nothing. Even if trust is fractured, as they say, or limping, its mere presence means there's still potential. Something to fight for, maybe.
It's a really stark contrast Yish and Koko draw. Because sometimes when it's really tough, that idea of a clean break can seem, well, easier.
It can seem cleaner, maybe, but Yish and Coco argue it shuts the door completely on any chance of reconciliation, of healing together.
And you often don't appreciate having the option to try.
Until it's gone. That's exactly their point. The privilege of the struggle isn't obvious until you face the emptiness of no struggle at all.
Which brings us to the choice then. Yish and Coco emphasize that while stuff happens, challenges come up.
Yeah, inevitably.
How we respond, that's our choice. And rebuilding trust, well, it's more than words. It needs proof, constant proof.
Ongoing proof. It's not a one-time fix. It demands consistent, visible action, showing, not just telling.
And they pose that really challenging question, don't they? What would you rather have?
Mm-hmm. The exhausting uphill battle of trying to rebuild something precious.
Or nothing left at all.
Yeah.
Nothing to even fight over or cry about.
It really forces you to ask, is the underlying bond, even with all the damage, still worth that immense effort?
Yeah. Is there enough there left?
Right. And that's the core message from Yish and Coco here, I think. If you're in that tough spot, trying to piece trust back together, the very fact that you can try, that there's something remaining to work with, that is the unseen privilege. A chance many people just don't get.
So the big takeaway, really, drawing from Yish and Coco, it's about perspective, isn't it?
Absolutely. Shifting how you see the struggle itself.
Recognizing that the pain, the frustration of rebuilding, it's actually a sign that something valuable hasn't been completely lost.
Yeah. It means there's still hope, still potential, still something there.
It really reframes the whole experience. Makes you think about your own life or people you know.
For sure. How often do we overlook the significance of just having the opportunity to repair things?
Which leads to maybe a final thought to leave people with. Does this apply elsewhere?
How do you mean?
Well, beyond marriage or romantic partners, think about, say, a difficult friendship, or maybe a strained family relationship, or even a professional one that's gone sour.
Ah, I see. Could the struggle to mend those also be a sign of underlying value?
Yeah. Could the effort we put into fixing things, even when it's hard, actually point to how much we value the connection or the situation? A privilege we might not notice.
That's a really interesting question to chew on. Where else does the fight to repair signal that something worthwhile still exists?
Definitely something to consider. Thanks for listening. Grab Yish Estayo's latest book on Amazon. Need coaching, writing, and publishing, or business and consulting? Yish has your back. Contact Yish Estayo or leave a comment. Until next time, keep diving deep.